Hey y'all, it's your girl Kia Love. Welcome back to my channel. So for breakfast, I decided to go ahead and make some hash browns and an omelet. I am using just egg for the omelet. If you haven't checked out my review, part 1 and part 2 of the just egg review, you can check it out. The link is in the description box below. I whipped up some scrambled eggs, an omelet, and French toast and let you know exactly what I think about the ingredients. So I won't go over my seasonings here. I'm just gonna go ahead and whip up this omelet and let's get on with it. So for the toppings, you know I have to add some greens. These are some mixed greens that I took out the freezer from freezing a while ago, and I just ran it under some warm water to defrost it really quickly. I'm also going to add some onions and some mushroom, and of course, I cannot miss the tomato. This is the final product. I topped it off with some extra tomatoes, some sriracha sauce, and some fresh avocado. I'm also eating a side of Beyond Meat sausage patty and some hash browns. Y'all, if you haven't checked out my Just Egg review, part 1 and part 2, the link is in the description box below. But let's go ahead and move on to dinner. So for y'all that do not know, I typically only eat twice a day on most days, breakfast and dinner, because I get my first meal started so late. So for dinner, I'm going to whip up a pasta. I pulled out some more frozen greens and also some frozen mushrooms. And I have some beautiful, colorful tomatoes that I'm going to use. So I'm going to saute these up in a pan with a little salt, a little oil until they burst. Y'all, these tomatoes are going to be a game changer to the pasta. They add so much flavor to the pasta. Is so delicious. I absolutely love it. So that's what we're gonna do. So this is exactly what I'm looking for with the tomatoes. They burst open, they have a little char, y'all. They're perfect, they're gonna be so good. And then I also have some boiling water to go ahead and boil my pasta. And as you've seen me do a million times, I'm sauteing up some mushrooms and some onions. So y'all, why I cannot find the footage of me making this sauce, my bad. Here I'm just adding water to increase the consistency, but I use some soaked cashews, some nutritional yeast, a little bit of lemon juice, I believe a little bit of salt and a little bit of smoked paprika. I kept it super simple because I wanted to focus on seasoning it in the pan. I also had an extra garlic bulb, so I decided to roast some garlic. I wrapped a garlic bulb in some aluminum foil, and then I put it in the oven on 400 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes, and this is what it turned out. Y'all, roasted garlic is so delicious. It adds an extra depth of flavor to the pasta or whatever you add it to. And here I'm just showing you how I defrost my greens. So when I have extra salad greens that I'm not going to use, I freeze them, and then when I want to use them, I literally just run them under some warm water just for a few seconds, and then I toss them in my meals like you see today. Super simple, y'all. You don't even have to cook them. Literally just run it under some water. So anyways, that was a mouthful, y'all. So I sprayed the pan with some nonstick spray so the noodles do not stick to the pan. And now I'm going to toss in that delicious creamy cheesy sauce that I made. And I'm going to go ahead and season it up. I added some blackened seasoning. some basil, a little bit of cayenne for a little kick, a little bit of Old Bay seasoning, and last but certainly not least, smoked paprika. Y'all, one of my favorite seasonings. It adds such a good smokiness to dishes. So I'm just gonna toss all of this around. Don't worry, the sauce is going to thicken up as we continue to cook it on this heat, but let's go ahead and keep it going. So now I'm just tossing in those defrosted greens. Y'all, trust me, like I said, if you have extra greens, freeze them and then defrost them. You don't even have to cook them. Just run them under a little water and throw them in your dish. They ready to use. And now I'm throwing in those mushrooms and onions and of course the roasted garlic, y'all. Trust me on this roasted garlic. And the other star of the show, these beautiful tomatoes, y'all, I'm telling y'all, y'all have to try it. They take your pasta up a notch. You just let them saute in the pan and naturally burst open, but have a little char. The key is they have to be whole tomatoes. So don't just chop up a tomato and think you're going to roast it. No, just let them be whole and burst open naturally. They're so juicy. They're so delicious. They're so flavorful. Y'all, this pasta is looking so good and the sauce has thickened up. I'm just going to put a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper on here and then it's going to be ready to eat. I just want to show y'all how deliciously thick and creamy this pasta is, y'all. Look at it. I'm telling y'all, it is so good. You have to try it. Just look at this creamy, thick goodness. Cause she thick. Thick. Let me stop. And for the final touch, I just sprinkle on a little bit of dry parsley. Y'all, this pasta was so good. You have to try it, I'm telling you. I try to give you a little sound bite right here.
Some of it was fun. It was nice to be creative and get your thoughts down on paper. It was work,
but your girl forgot I had stuff going on in the background because I just be going with the flow when I cook, y'all. So if you didn't get to hear that creamy goodness, my bad, y'all. My bad. I'll make sure I press mute next time. Anyways, y'all, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to be notified whenever I post, hit the bell icon and that subscribe button. It's your girl, Kia Love. Until next time, y'all, peace and love.